Another day, another video. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we're watching Lost. This is the 9th episode of the 6th season. Hope you guys have been enjoying it so far. If you'd like to watch today's full episode, it is available for free in a link in the description below. Just click on it, put the password in, and enjoy. Speaking about links in the description, we are running our most liked characters of the entire show. 3 votes are allowed, and your results of mine will be shown in the final episode, as well as the next show to watch on the channel. Link is also in the description, which will be uploaded every day on the Patreon and 5 days a week. Obviously weekdays on the YouTube. Now, this is the 3rd episode of the day for me. Can you tell the missus is at work and I've got nothing else to do? Yes, I'm excited to jump into it, and I cannot wait to see what we have in store for us, because Widmore is here on the island and he's trying to cut a deal with Sawyer. He's trying to get him to bring Locke to him so he can kill him, but also Sawyer's kind of putting his eggs in both baskets, because he's gone over and he's told Locke this information. You know, Locke sent him over there to the other island to search and check out and scope it out and see if it was okay, because they want to go and potentially get the plane, obviously, so that they can obviously fly away back to the mainland and get off the island, which he's been trying to do, which seems for a very long time. But obviously over there he's encountered somebody who's tried to con James, you know what I mean, tried to kid a kidder, which is pretty hard, you know what I mean. Have you heard that saying? You cannot kid a kidder, and he caught somebody out in a lie. He knew that they wasn't the person who they were saying he was, and obviously he went and was taken to Charles Widmore, who explained he's here after Locke, and you know, so I said, look, for safe passage, I'll bring him over. Everybody, all my friends, you know, make sure you don't kill them. You can kill everybody else on the island, do whatever you want, but the people in my boat, we're safe, and you can guarantee us back to the mainland. But then he's obviously gone back. He's told Locke the exact same thing, told him that Widmore's men are there, told him that he's after them, told him that he cut a deal, you know what I mean, to bring Locke to the island, and then asked him what his actual counter proposal is and how are they going to attack him. Basically, he's keeping both avenues open so that he can try and get off the island. But very interestingly as well, obviously it was a Sawyer episode, and in the alternate like reality, he was a cop. He was, and you know, he's hunting down Mr. Sawyer again. So it's been a continuous thing throughout the show. He's always been trying to chase down the man that obviously caused the chaos in his family. You know, he's had to shoot his mum before killing himself, and you know, he said that he's still looking. He's not found him yet, but when he does, he's going to kill him. Now, interestingly, his car was crashed into. They've chased after the culprit, pinned him against the wall. Who was it? It's Kate. And now the interesting thing is, now it takes you back to the episode where Sawyer was in the lift when he got off the flight and Kate was there handcuffed. Why didn't he say anything? Why didn't he try and, you know, arrest her? If he was a cop and he knew that she was kind of getting away, why did he let her do it? You know what I mean? It's very interesting. And they reunited, obviously, after he, well, captured her and pinned her up against the fence. So that was an interesting episode. I'm excited to see today's. If you guys are too, please smash a like if you really enjoy it. Really helps out. Subscribe if you're new, and as always, let's jump into today's episode. This is where Jacob come to see her, didn't he? He said he needed her help.
It's finished on a smoke pretty rushed. I'm here because I need your help.
How did she get into this position? That's what I want to know.
6 people I need you to protect.
Who are they?
They're the remaining candidates.
Candidates? Candidates for what?
To replace Jacob. She said I was one of them. And so are you. And so is Hurley.
Oh, Jackie's one of them.
After I brought them to the temple, what do I do?
House Ricardus. You'll know what to do next.
What do we do next?
I have no idea what we do next.
Why would Jacob say he knew what to do if...
Because everything he ever said is a lie. You want to know a secret, Jack? You're dead.
You mean that figuratively, right?
No, I mean literally. We're all dead. So I'm not interested in what Jacob said. In fact, maybe it's time we stopped listening to him and we started listening to someone else.
That's interesting. Do you know what? I've said it a few times on the show. Like, I actually really have. That maybe they're all dead. And they died in the crash. And I don't know how that would play out, because obviously we're getting all of this stuff. And like I said, the only way it would kind of make sense is if they just said, in the last episode or something, it crashed down, and then he was like, surprise, like, we're all in heaven or hell, like he's just said. I don't really know how you would tie it in, like, they'd all die and then we just watch 6 seasons, and then how you... I'm not saying it wouldn't work, because they've dropped it in a few times, do you know what I mean? Like, this and dead, and, you know, you're all dead here and dead there, and he's just said they're dead again. And it's just like, maybe they're hinting it. Do you know what I mean? That's what I think anyway. I've said it a couple of times, not knowing that I fully believe it, you know what I mean? But just like questioning it because it's been mentioned that many.
Bert has lost his mind. He thinks that we're in hell. And if he cared about what Jacob said, he wouldn't be talking about listening to someone else.
He meant Locke.
Locke is dead.
Yeah, I don't know.
Consolation. It's not exactly Locke.
What's he saying?
What's who saying?
Jacob. I saw you talking to him. Please, if you know something, anything that can help us
It's
figure
not
out...
Jacob, man.
Shepard is right, you know.
Right about what?
Richard. Going after him is a waste of time. He doesn't know anything.
So you guys met when you were kids, huh?
No, Frank, I was a kid. Richard looked just like he does today.
You're saying this guy doesn't age.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah, how did that happen? That's what I've been asking that. How did it actually happen? 1867, that's how old he is.
¿Eres tú, Ricardo?
Silvia. Voy a buscar al doctor.
Dale esto al doctor.
No, Isabela, no.
Tómalo, mi amor.
Si algo te pasa.
Cierra tus ojos. Siempre estaremos juntos.
You know what? It's mad, isn't it? Back in the day, people didn't have any medicine or anything, so when they got sick, they all just died.
Me está goteando el piso.
Mi esposa está tosiendo sangre. Ella lo necesita, por favor, señor.
Tengo una medicina que le puede salvar la vida, pero es muy cara.
Sí, claro. Lo que sea, sí. Muchísimas gracias, señor.
¿Esto es todo lo que tienes?
Necklace.
Ahora lo tiene todo.
No vale nada.
No, por favor, señor. No, por favor.
I'd knock him out, me. That's what I would have. I mean, I wouldn't have like tried to knock him out like that, but I would have robbed it off him if he wouldn't give it me. Hey, that's a situation where you got to do what you got to do, aren't you? You went in, the guy was like laughing at you. Medicine right there, and you need it. You just took it. This is a mad episode so far. Like, it's just totally not what I expected.
¿Me permites ver tu Biblia? ¿Estás listo para confesarte?
Perdóneme, Padre, porque he pecado. Maté a un hombre. De verdad me arrepiento. Y le ruego, Padre, por el perdón de Dios.
No te puedo otorgar la absolución por un asesino.
Debe de haber alguna manera para recibir el perdón de Dios.
Pero tú no tienes tiempo para nada. Mañana te van a colgar.
What is your actual opinion on that? Like, you know, basically, there is such thing, isn't there, as accidental killing and like, meant to killing. Do you know what I mean? Is it not murder and manslaughter? So, like, if I intentionally walked outside with a gun, for example, and walked up to a place and shot a few people and killed them, that would be murder. I had the clear intention of going out and causing harm to somebody. Do you know what I mean? But, like, say I was driving my car, you know, and it is frosty, and I skid on some ice, and I bump into the, you know what I mean? I bump into the sidewalk and like hit somebody, and they fall over and bang their head and die. Like, okay, I've killed somebody, but like it was clear accidental. I was never driving maliciously. You know what I mean? Like, it was just unlucky. Like that situation, there was unlucky. He had no intention of killing him. He went there looking for medicine. The guy wouldn't give it to him, and he was trying to get it off him, and obviously he fell and banged his head. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, surely there is some sort of thing. So, like, I'm not religious, but, like, if, you know, if you follow a religion, I would believe that God would look down and say, you know, you're not a bad person. You didn't mean to go out and cause damage to somebody. An accident happened, do you know what I mean? And the situation arose. You should be able to repay yourself. You know what I mean? Like, do something, help the community, do something to, obviously, like he says, like, get rid of that sin or something. But yeah, I do think it is two kind of different scenarios between going out intentionally and accidentally killing someone.
Véndele los ojos. Por favor, perdone mis pecados. Estoy penitente y arrepentido de lo que...
Estate quieto.
You say he speaks English.
Yes, Mr. Whitfield.
I understand you're interested in going to the New World, yeah?
Yes.
This is your lucky day. Thank you, Father. I hope we don't get seasick.
I do think they're the ones that was chained up who was dead when they first got to the Black Rock. Hey, look at the size of that statue. That's how it got took out. That's how it got took out. Interesting. Well, at least they cleared that up. Do you know what I mean? Maybe that's how it flew off into the island as well.
Dios nos tuvo piedad.
¡Aquí abajo! ¡Estamos vivos! ¡Aquí abajo! ¡Not here! ¡Estamos vivos! Here, please!
Oh, is that guy still alive?
No! No! Stop! No! Stop! No! Stop! No! No!
Why is he doing this? What's the point in bringing him?
We are shipwrecked in the middle of the jungle.
Why are you doing this?
Because if I freed you, it'd only be a matter of time before you tried to kill me.
Or maybe it saved him because he's chained up.
What happened up there?
Yeah, imagine all that blood dripping on you. That was interesting. Do you remember when this show first happened and that was introduced? Yeah, I was going around in circles. What's that thing? I said it might have been a dinosaur on the island. I literally said it might have been dinosaurs, and I thought, like, obviously in my head I was thinking, it sounds a bit crazy that, to be honest. But then I think later on in one of the episodes, I think Hurley was like, "Do you reckon it's dinosaurs?" I was like, "Hey, at least it's not just me thinking it." Do you know what I mean? And I'm not gonna lie, we're all the way into season 6, and I still have technically no idea what it is. Now I know it's part of Locke and he can fly around and that, but clearly it was here as a Black Mist a long time before him. Do you know what I mean? 1867, I think the time is. So it's been around for a long time. What is it and how has it got to the hand itself? Oh, it's so close to the water. Imagine the moment where you become free. Oh, size of that pig. Are his feet tied up?
¿Hay alguien aquí?
Sí, estoy aquí.
This is wife.
No lo sabes, Ricardo. Estamos muertos los dos. Estamos en el infierno. Tenemos que salirnos de aquí.
Vete. Corre, mi amor. No debes irte ya.
Mate, I go hide under some dead bodies or something, me. Yeah. It's a mad episode, mate. I can't believe you're getting a whole episode of just Richard. It's not, Jacob. It's not decent. How's he got on the island?
I am in hell.
Yes, I'm afraid you are.
Did you see my wife? Isabella, my wife.
Mate, he proper sounds dehydrated. It's good acting, that.
The black smoke. If she's alive, I must save her. Please help.
Of course. I found these on one of the officers outside. I think they'll work. I need to know that you will help me.
Yes, of course.
You do anything I ask.
Yes, anything. I promise. Oh.
What's this guy's actual name? He's never introduces it.
I'm gonna need your strength if we're going to escape. I'm afraid there's only one way to escape from hell. You're gonna have to kill the devil.
That's pretty good. Obviously, he's talking about not killing Lucifer, because Lucifer is an amazing TV show, but he's talking about killing the Black Mist, I'm assuming. But again, it's still not telling us how this guy's on the island. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna, like, complain. That'll be last episode of this season if nothing is revealed. You know what I mean? Like, I've always had that one in the back pocket. How's the Black Pearl got in the middle of the island? I've also had in the back pocket, you know, how's that statue actually been destroyed? And then, without even questioning it, you know, waiting, you know, that's what they say. Wait, and then you'll get your answers, and then boom, we got two of them both answered here in today's episode. And again, I am going to wait, I'm not going to stress to figure out how these got here, why they're here, do you know what I mean, the black monster, everything like that. You know, I'm expecting it all to be laid out nice and neat so we can all understand it into the end of the seasons. But I cannot believe, literally, and I'm not saying it in a negative way, but that we're actually getting a Richard episode in quite a hefty chunk of foreign, so it's Spanish, like most of it so far, this far into the show. Do you know what I mean? I would have expected this episode to be dropped in around 3 or 4, season 3 or 4. And I feel like if it was placed in season 3 or 4, it might be well perceived better than today's. But I don't know how people are perceiving it. But, like, I think when we had the 13 Reasons Why episode, one of them, and we focused in on something, I said it then in that season and people agreed. Like, it was a really good episode, but the placement of it for the final season was like, it would have been better somewhere else. And I feel like this is the same as well. Like, I like this episode, and I'm actually really interested to see what's going on. And it's good information that's being revealed. And Richard's acting is pretty good. But, like, the placement of it, I don't know, it's a bit random. It actually is, considering, what's this, episode 8? and we're only going to 18, so we're nearly finished. You know what I mean? We literally nearly are, and it's a big play to put it in this part.
Finished eating.
He'd eat the whole pig.
You walk due west. You'll be able to see the statue. You only have one chance. Put this through his chest. Do not hesitate. Do not let him say a word.
How can I kill him with this? He's black smoke.
No, I am.
She was running from you?
She was running from him.
But if you are the black smoke,
You aren't the only one who's lost something, my friend.
you killed the officers on the ship.
I'm not the one you need to worry about. The devil has your wife.
I reckon he's doing a Claire thing. He's telling lies.
Do you ever want to see your wife again?
Assuming that's a different dagger to the one that was given to Saeed. He looks well tired. He actually does.
Who gave you this?
Where's my wife? Where's my wife?
I don't know your wife. Did she come here on the ship?
She's dead.
Then why are you asking me where she is? Did you meet a man in the jungle dressed in black?
What did he tell you?
That you are the devil.
You're not dead.
I am in hell. I know that I am in hell.
You really think you're dead?
Where else would I be?
All right, then.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
Still think you're dead?
Stop!
Why should I stop?
Because I want to live.
It's the first sensible thing you've said.
The thing is, like I said, they're good at manipulating you around. You believe one, and you go to the other, you believe the other.
What is inside?
No one comes in unless I invite them in.
It's like Vampire Diaries.
Who are you?
I'm the one who brought your ship to this island.
Why?
Think of this wine as what you keep calling hell. Swirling around in the bottle, unable to get out, because if it did, it would spread. The cork is this island, and it's the only thing keeping the darkness where it belongs. The man who sent you to kill me believes that everyone is corruptible because it's in their very nature to sin.
Before you brought my ship, there were others?
Many,
What happened to them?
they're all dead.
How?
You brought them here. Why didn't you help them?
Because I wanted them to help themselves. Do you want a job?
Doing what?
If I don't want to step in, maybe you can do it for me.
What will I get in return?
You tell me.
I never want to die. I want to live forever.
Now that I can do.
Now we can't kill him. That's what it is.
Talk to you, didn't you?
He told me to give you this.
I understand this. One of the episodes.
I want you to know, if you ever change your mind, and I mean ever, my offer still stands. You must have dropped it.
Necklace for his wife. He's trying to get on his side. I don't understand why you would bury it, to be fair. Hey, do you know this? I didn't understand it at first, or when it was first mentioned. Actually, I did ask. I think the first time we got it was when Locke and Sawyer went into the cave, and there was two scales, obviously, and there was two rocks on it. There was a dark rock and a light rock, and you know, Locke went over and picked it up, and he just threw it into the sea, and then Sawyer was like, mate, we just come down here to throw rocks, and he was like, no, it's just a joke or something. That's literally what he said, didn't it? And then I think at the time, I said something like, mate, is this something reference to the past or something that we've done? Do you know what I mean? That we've seen, or is it going to play a factor in it or whatever? And I think the next episode, Dogan was speaking to, might have been Jack or something, and he was talking about the darkness, and basically he was saying that there's two things on the island and it tips the scales. That's what he was saying. He referenced it. I can't go deep into it because obviously it's like 4 episodes back now, but he was basically saying that Jacob is one colour and the man in black is the other, the dark one, and these scales on the island, and obviously you've got to keep the balance. And then again here, technically, you know, you've gone over to Jacob and he's give him a rock, basically, kind of to signify the scales, and his was the light one as well, and he's give it him. I don't know. If I've not read that right, then I've obviously just waffled absolute shizen. But I believe that I've actually got that, picked it up. Maybe he's thinking about contacting the man in black now. Do you know what I mean? He's changing it.
I've changed my mind. I was wrong. You said the offer would stand. Does the offer still stand?
Do you reckon it's him turning up now? Taylor?
I told you people I don't know anything. Just calm down. Why did you follow me? Your wife sent me.
Isabella. She wants to know why you buried her cross. Isabella saw you dig it up, man. She's standing right next to you.
It's so good from Hurley that he can actually see that.
A veces a las personas les toma un poco.
Dile que su inglés es magnífico.
She says your English is awesome.
Not technically said that word, but...
She wants you to close your eyes.
No fue tu culpa que yo morí, Ricardo.
No fue tu culpa que yo morí, Ricardo.
Era mi hora. Ya has sufrido suficiente, Ricardo.
Te extraño. Qué cosa para estar juntos de nuevo.
Ya estamos juntos.
Something wrong?
She kind of said one more thing.
She said you have to stop the man in black. You have to stop him from leaving the island. 'Cause if you don't, todos nos vamos al infierno.
You're too late, look, man. You literally could have been there a little bit quicker. Do you reckon he could hear Wig from all the way over there?
Good morning.
Morning. Don't gloat, Jacob. Doesn't become you.
So you tried to kill me?
You expect an apology?
No. As long as I'm alive, you're not going anywhere.
Well, then now you know why I want to kill you.
Something for you to pass the time.
He's giving me his like, analogy. See, the thing is, right, I've been asking a bit as well, to be fair, like, who? Like, basically, Locke was saying to Sawyer in the thing, you know, you're given the three options, didn't he? You could be whatever, you could be the John Locke or something and have your name crossed off, or you could be the next keeper of the island, but there's nothing to keep it from, do you know what I mean? The island's going nowhere and everything's safe and all of this. And then he's like, the third option is leave. But like, now in today's episode, we've kind of been told that the person that is there is the stopgap between getting the wine from swirling around, and they're the cork that holds it in. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I like it when people use analogies, but they do it so dumbed down enough that like anybody should be able to pick it up. Like, I say this in work and stuff. Do you know what I mean? Like, give somebody information that you are talking to a baby. Yeah, they might find that disrespectful, but you're making it as simple and as clear as possible that nobody can mess it up. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's the best way in life, me. If you know something and you want to tell somebody some information, give it them the stupidest, simplest way possible. No ifs and buts and maybes. Just get it straight to the point and you know what you're talking about. And basically, kind of got it answered here. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, been thinking, why does the island need somebody there to lead it? Do you know what I mean? Like, what is the whole sole purpose of it? Like, why? And today, we kind of got the answer. Basically, the wine is the man in black. He's the darkness. It's swirling around the island, and it's here, it's containing it. And basically, the island is the cork that stops it from releasing out into the outer world. The longer, you know what I mean? As long as somebody's here on the island in charge and holding the island within its place and keeping basically the monster at bay, the rest of the world can be okay. And it's just, it was just an idea of putting the cork in the thing, turn it upside down, it can't escape. Do you know what I'm saying? And then obviously he's referenced it kind of at the end that one day I'll break through, I'll smash the glass and I'll be free. That's kind of what he's hoping for. That's kind of what Locke's trying to do. I think it's pretty good. To me, it was dumbed down enough that I could completely understand it, and I think it's really good. What I want to know is, yeah, okay, so Jacob was the leader, and he was the person that was like kind of keeping the island secure. He was kind of like the man that he was against, so to speak, you know what I mean? But then, how does a new person get selected, and how do they become Jacob and attain the power that he acquired? Do you know what I mean? So like, Jacob was sat there and he was saying obviously to Richard that he was bringing people in consistently to the island. He was coming in all the time, and basically he didn't want to get involved. He didn't want to stand there and give people directions and tell them what to do. He wanted the people here on the island themselves, like Jack and like Kate and Sawyer, to be sustainable, be able to live, make their own decisions, you know, basically fight, die, you know what I mean, get away, come back. It's your own choices. He's not been there, and he's not actually been telling them how to live their life, and then he's obviously trying to select worthy candidates from that. So that's what I'm assuming anyway. I'm assuming that like he's brought everybody to the island, but then also he's been watching these people as well throughout their lives, and he's making his like list and tier thing to say like who would be a worthy person to take charge. And that's why not everybody's actually there. He's looking at all the different personalities. I think it's pretty good. I don't know if I've feel like I've picked up on it and I know what's going on and I'm saying it out loud, and then somebody who's actually watched all of the shows thinking, you're totally wrong, mate, you picked this up and you don't even know what you're talking about. But I feel like I do. I feel like I'm on the right path, especially with the scales and with the containing it and now passing the leader across and all of that stuff. I feel like I'm following. The only thing that I need answers for, see, this is the thing. I've said it a few times, mentioned it today as well. I need to know how Jacob's got his powers. How did he come there? How is he on the island and got his role? And how is the man in black on the island? And how did he start possessing those powers as well? Do you know what I mean? We've seen Richard get his today just by, I guess, a touch by Jacob granting it him. But how have they got into that position to be that person, to be able to do that? stuff like that stresses me out if it doesn't get revealed. But like I said, that's for the end of the season discussion if it's not been told. But today, I actually did enjoy it. And that's going to wrap up today's episode. Thanks so much for checking out our channel today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you've not yet voted for your most liked characters of the entire franchise, please do. It takes 30 seconds, links in the description, 3 votes are allowed, and your results will be shown in the final episode of this season. Cannot wait to see who you guys choose. So, interesting stuff that today we decided to go with a Richard episode, and it was pretty much a whole episode of Richard, isn't it, me? And I've got to say, and I've been consistent, and I ain't gonna lie, people with beards look better. People with long hair look better. Like, I don't know, man. Like, it might be because I have long hair, and, I mean, I can't grow a beard like Richard, but clearly looking at him in this 1867 and clearly looking at him in the day, I think he looks better back in the day. I think in 1867, he looks cool with his long hair, got his thick out beard. He looks decent. I thought Jack looked good with his beard as well. I said it consistently as well. I feel like when everybody's got the longer hair, it doesn't have to be like mine and Hurley's. Ours is like long like that, but like Sawyer's, Charlie's, you know what I mean? Jack's currently, right now, Saeed's from season 1 to now, Jin's season 1 to now. All the hair is longer. They all look better. So I don't know. People love it in real life. Let's get a one all over and a skin on the side and let a crew cut and all this like fade and waves. Nah, mate. Get long hair. Get it going, mate. It looks so much better. And yeah, I just thought it was interesting taking the Richard approach in today's episode so close to obviously, well, the final season. Do you know what I mean? Considering season 6. It's mad that we're getting it now. It makes sense because it's explaining to us like what is actually kind of going on with Locke and what's going on with Jacob and Richard and everything like that. But like, I also feel like you could have told us that in other seasons, but it's like no big dramas. But I could see in my head how some people may react to like this being a filler episode. Sometimes you do get those. You get do you remember when them people got buried with the diamonds? I know that Miles took one like last episode, but like that episode was what you call peak filler. It was just an episode that literally kind of made no progression in the story. It was just there and it was like, all right, decent episode, but like it didn't really benefit like the overall end game. And I feel like kind of today is the same, but you got maybe 1 or 2 things that did kind of benefit the story. So you got the explanation of the containment, you got how Richard's got his powers, you got how the Black Pearl obviously made it to the island, but then everything else in it was kind of like filler. We didn't need to know that Richard's wife died and, you know, he got transported here and he was in a cell and he was going to get hung, and then obviously he was there locked up for ages and he couldn't get out. And do you know, all of that stuff, it was big fill, but like it also played into the couple of key points that we got that does actually impact the story going forward. And if Locke was quicker, you know what I mean, he would have been there. Richard was waiting, he was ready, he was like wanting to join trade sides. And I do think Hurley's really good, actually. I like his powers. I said it's underrated before. I think talking to dead people is pretty sick, to be honest. People think it's crazy, but in the context and the way he does it, I think it's actually really entertaining. I would love to be able to do it. It's not as if like you see a ghost and it's scary. It's not like, you know, you're watching like Haunted Hill House and you lay down and then you wake up and there's one like lay on top of you like trying to haunt you. No, it's not like that, is it? He can sit there, he can physically see Charlie, he can see Isabel, he can see his friend, you know, what's called Fred or something like that. And no, like he could full on see the humans and speak to them. And I think it's a sick power of me. If I had a choice, like, would you want to be able to do that? If it was the way he does it, I would take it. I think it's really good. So, I mean, Hurley's an underrated character and he's been pretty decent this season. So, even though I said that it's kind of like a filler episode and it could have been placed anywhere, I actually really enjoyed it. I actually really do. And his acting was really good, especially his dehydration scene, you know. He's had no water for ages. He was trying to talk. It sounded like he was absolutely knackered as well. He couldn't really get his words out. I thought it was really clever and good acting from him. But big up Richard, you know, you've done a good episode. And to be honest, if I could flick back maybe a couple of seasons and had the chance to drop Richard in more, I think I would do. I don't like, that's how much, I don't say that's how much I like him, go on Richard, but I mean like that's how much I think that he's a recurring character that's decent, that I wouldn't have minded being in the show a bit more, because I have no problem with him, still have no problem with him, and just shows that if you give somebody a little bit of time and a little bit of like ability like Claire this season, they could really like, you know, perform well. And I feel like, you know, we missed out not giving him a bit more airtime, and that goes for Claire 100% for definite as well. So that's my opinion on today's episode. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did too, please smash the like, really helps out. Subscribe if you're new, and as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers guys.